Jen and Kendra Smiley joining us on the couches this morning with a little parenting advice. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's take a look at today's question. The question is, how do you best address a daughter's first heartbreak? Oh, those first heartbreaks are the worst.
So are the second and third ones.
Yes, this is true. But the first one, you really think, oh, I'm never going to get past this when you're that young.
Right. Well, from experience, and obviously you could probably help with this one too, it is painful, but the pain is fleeting.
Yes.
And I think that's an important thing for these parents to understand. And I guess as far as advice, in today's world, I think what I would say to my daughter, if I had had one, is to kind of withdraw from all the social networking, because there's going to be things said probably on Facebook that maybe she doesn't want to hear. And so just to kind of pull away from that part and maybe connect even more with family, with friends who she knows are fond of her, and to kind of ease herself back into this. And the other thing I would say is we tend as adults to give sort of pat answers like, oh, you'll get over it. She doesn't want to hear that.
Right, because even though your parents have probably been through it, when it's your first one, you're thinking, you don't know.
Yeah, right, because you're old.
Yes.
But anyway, and so I would say forget the platitudes. You know, just kind of pull back on that, be a good listener. And again, when she wants to talk, now tell me, are you going to be okay? Tell me more. Nah, if she doesn't want to talk about it yet, you don't push her to talk about it.
Right, and I think dads can help in this situation too. They can be sensitive to the daughter's feelings. And from a dad's perspective, from a man's perspective, females are very complicated. And so being sensitive can take a lot of different pictures. It obviously is not teasing her about it or something like that, but it could look like a lot of different things. And so I think dads should just be sensitive to this. It is, you know, hard. It is something that she's feeling, and just being there and being present with her and helping her try to get through this.
And probably not belittling it either. I think a lot of people, parents say, oh, you know, it's
you'll get over it. And we didn't have any daughters, but we were in youth ministry for 20 years, and I always ended up with all the girls in my car. And what I did learn from that is, and I can still remember, it does pass. But it is a huge deal when it's happening.
Well, and some boys too, some young men also have the same feelings for their first loves too, so it can be applied there as well.
Right, I always used to say you're probably going to break up with everybody you ever go out with until the person you marry.
There you go. All right, great advice as always, and if you have a question for the Smileys, send it over to their website, and if we answer it on the show, you'll get a free copy of one of their books. Thanks so much.
Thank you.